Our episodes aim to both entertain and inform.
Remember, not everything you hear is the literal truth.
Oh, we enjoy adding embellishments for flavour.
As we navigate each story, observe the blend of fact and fiction, prompting discussions to
discuss the matter.
We are live.
It's DTM London. DTM London.
Man like T in the building. Jeez.
We got a guest with us.
We do have a guest with
behind
us.
the scenes.
Behind the scenes, done now. Shout out T. Shout out T. What
always.
episode is this?
Is it 11?
I think it's 11.
Is it 11?
I think it's 11.
We
Man,
made it to 11.
we have indeed DTM.
Those numbers are good, you know.
It is good numbers.
You know, good numbers. You know what I keep saying? 1111. It's an angel's number.
Is it?
Yeah. No, wait. It's 1111. Yeah.
1111.
4 ones.
4 ones.
On the clock.
Okay.
Keep catching that. And it's an angel's number. You know that? It's powerful.
What does it mean?
Oh, I don't know.
What do the 4 ones mean? We're getting angels number. We're getting spiritual already. Look at him.
Bruv.
After last week, are you going to announce what this topic is about?
No, I'm not announcing.
He doesn't want to announce it. He's done.
I'm not doing it.
He's retired already. All right, guys, no problem. I'm going to announce it. This episode here, we're going to be speaking about religion, and we're going to be speaking about it from different perspectives. Tristan grew up a Christian. I grew up a Jehovah Witness and was once also a Pentecostal. So we're going to be unraveling it. Yeah. And we're going to be going through those journeys.
This is D6's episode. He's going to own this one. Listen.
There's a lot to speak about.
He should have you lot educated, right, by the end of this episode and his experiences.
Yeah,
right?
There's a few.
He's been through a roller coaster ride. D6.
Wait. Before you start.
He doesn't want me to start,
Before
man.
he starts. Yeah.
Don't want me to dive in today.
We're going to dive. We're going to swim.
Yeah.
But before you do, I got to see, how are you, man? How's your week been?
Oh, nice of you to remember.
You know.
So, yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah?
I'm good. Good week. Been just focusing on work.
Okay.
You know, we got our 9 to 5s still.
I see.
No, mine's 10 to 10, you know, long hours. But yeah, man, just been working and building, man.
Okay.
Building. What about yourself? You had a good week? I see you got it's your hair fresh, isn't it?
Nah. About a week ago. It was about
a week ago.
Yeah.
Are you looking after it?
A week ago, yeah.
What you say? You going for the dreads? Are you doing that?
So what is my hair then?
Huh?
What is my hair then?
Some little twist, man. Some little twist, man. Some smart. What? He ain't ready.
Can you respect my thing, innit? Respect growth, innit?
I was there once, man. I know how that position feels. That phase there.
You gotta ride it out.
Listen, you're gonna go through a long journey.
Anyway, my week has been very busy, quite full on, quite intense. I had a conversation with my therapist and she was just like encouraging me more to like write things down. So like if I'm experiencing certain things or I'm in a particular mood, like just make a note of that, you know. So I've been trying to be a bit more mindful of that this week.
Do you feel like that helps you?
100%.
But writing things down.
And you know what? Sometimes even like it allows me to be a bit creative.
Yeah.
You know, so she was like, you know, even if you have like moments of joy or moments that might be traumatic, whatever the emotion is, write it down. And I was like, I've been doing it, but sometimes I find it boring, just keeping it a stack.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, be creative with it. Make it a form of poetry. Make it a form of a rap. And I was like, what? What?
So what, you can jot things down.
Right.
What you're just going through. Mm-hmm. And you can make a rap for it. But do you make music? You doing that?
I ain't messed around with that in a long time. But she encouraged literally me to just pick up the pen.
That's a sign.
It's
a sign, guys.
Just write
Powers,
something down, man.
That's a sign. Yeah. Jump to beatbox.
No beatbox. Acapella.
You know to beatbox for you, bro.
Acapella, man. Wait.
Yeah, go on. Give us some, man.
Why I relate to the dude in park benches way more than a preacher. Because both want my money but connect with one deeper. I was married to religion from birth with no prenup. My pops called him Jehovah, my mum called him Jesus. A world full of questions, few answers unknown. I got buried in my truth, then they made me a ghost. That's power. Or some will say that's the path that you chose. I feel like everybody's perfect and I'm here on my own. He that's without sin better cast off a stone. Well, it's a minor. I can find a spark in dark places. That's word to my lighter. I got a new meaning of time like I'm bonding with lifers. Crazy thing. Kids looking at a monster like they ain't seen stranger things. I love God, but religion seems to cage you in. So I'm on my knee trying to pray for the light within. The light's dim, but I got to give it all I got. I've been through the motions. You don't know I lost a lot.
Jeez, my brother. Yes.
Yeah, man. Thank you. But
Hey. Energy, bro.
yeah, man.
That's
so
that's deep still.
Yeah. I had to just put the words on the page, bro. I had to put the words on the page and like just even hearing it back because obviously man's like trying to like rap it, etc. And I was just like, yeah, like this just summarizes how I'm feeling, summarizes like my journey with like once being a Jehovah Witness, then being excommunicated, and then like learning to like just find a new community. Do you get what I'm saying? Just within like society. So what's your questions, man? I know you got questions for me.
So you was a Jehovah's Witness, right?
Yeah, I was pretty much all my life. I was a Pentecostal initially, but I'd say like most of the years of my life, I was a Jehovah's Witness.
And are you a Jehovah's Witness now?
I am not. I'm not anymore.
Wow.
So I'm I don't know, call it exjw, excommunicated, disfellowshipped, whatever the term is.
Disfellowshipped.
Yeah, I know that's the term that they use as well.
Disfellowship sounds very... Yes. It's just so... It's powerful. Been disfellowshipped.
Yeah.
How does it feel like to be disfellowshipped? Like what... How do they make a decision for you to be disfellowshipped? How does that come along? Okay, so in order for someone to be excommunicated or disfellowshipped, it's due to what they would classify as somebody having an unrepentant attitude, right? So if they'll ask you several questions, you'll speak to like 3 elders, and if you've engaged in a serious sin based on scripture, they'll have certain conversations with you. A serious sin, sorry, I have to cut you. Yeah. A serious sin. That sounds very, again, aggressive, like. Yeah, so like according to the Bible, there's many different like terms of like things that could be classified as serious sins. For those that don't know, can you like elaborate on like a serious sin could be adultery, a serious sin could be fornication, a serious sin could be, like the regularity of like drinking and maybe becoming like an alcoholic and the abuse of that. Like if you're continuously doing something with no remorse, right? And it's kind of been listed as one of those commands that you need to steer from. That will be classified as. And how do they find out about these things? Do you go into church and tell them that you've been sinning, or is it you've been called out? Like someone's seen something? It's one or two things. It's either you've confessed or you've been caught out. Okay. Yeah. Someone said, hey. So you've been disfellowshipped. Been excommunicated. Yeah, disfellowshipped. Yes. And do you get disfellowshipped and not get another chance? Do you see what I mean? Can you not? Yeah. Can you not like get yourself back into with the community? You can. You basically just have to be consistent. Keep on going, attend regularly, and then eventually have to like actually write a letter. Can they communicate with you? No. They can't? No. The elders can. That would be like maybe the pastors, but the regular day-to-day Jehovah Witness, no, they would actually... So could you be in a room and they just would, like, no one says nothing to you? Yeah, I've gone to rooms now where there's been like... loads of other Jehovah Witnesses that. But was that people that you used to speak to? People that I used to speak to that I knew well, like we were dogs. Wow. And then it's like straight walk past. Yeah. Zero, zilch. How does that make you feel, bro? Initially, that must be a mad feeling. It's different. It's definitely that is not different. A normal feeling, bro. It's different, but it's not new.
Does that make sense? So because I've experienced that for quite a while, you become a bit numb to it.
Okay.
So I'm not saying it's like super duper like easy, but I'm relying on God. This isn't my own strength. This is God's strength. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I just leave it to him. I'm like, boy, not everyone's gonna like you in this world. You gotta just stick to the ones that do.
And how you finding life now?
Interesting. Like this is the main thing that I kind of like really wanted to highlight and speak to people, because I know that there's many people who's kind of even reached out to me and kind of been like, raw, like I knew you used to be a witness. I used to be a witness and I've kind of left. For whatever reason, not everyone's been excommunicated. Some have just kind of just decided to leave of their own free will, right? But it's like, if you've kind of been in such an intimate community and then you've left that, it's like, what do you do now? How do you navigate?
Yeah, like it's true though.
Where do you go? Who am I?
Yeah, you got to find yourself.
You can kind of go into that, but
is it like a panic mode? Panic.
It's interesting. It's more about survival and really understanding who you are. Because at that moment there, right, you realize how much you're relying on God and how much He is actually navigating the right people next to you. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because something interesting that they mentioned before I was excommunicated was the reason why we're excommunicating you is because we want you to work on your relationship with Jehovah. Once you work on that, etc., and you feel you're
by
ready,
yourself.
Yeah, come back. So pause. In them saying that, what you're indirectly saying is, I don't have a relationship with God. At that moment in time, they felt, while I was there, and they're highlighting that serious sin of whatever nature, they're assuming that I don't have a relationship with God. So for me, I was like, how could someone tell me about my relationship with God? Yeah. Because that's an ongoing thing. So I don't feel the need of, hey, you need to remove yourself from an environment in order to work on your relationship with God. You always work on your relationship with God. Yeah. That's a consistent thing, whether you're in the church, outside the church, on the moon, wherever you are. Working on your relationship with God is a consistent thing. And there's going to be times where you're going to feel really close to God and intimate. And there's going to be times where you're not going to be that great. But it's just knowing where you are in that and accepting.
It sounds like to me like you've just been pushed to one side and been told to, like, you've been put on hold. Like, you got to wait there, naughty corner. Go and sit in that naughty corner. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Go and reevaluate your life. Mm-hmm. And then come back and see if we allow you back in to our community again. Do you feel like that sounds right?
And that's
the
why...
The concept, does that sound right?
And that's a very, very good question. And that's why I haven't chosen personally to like go back. Like I weighed up everything and, you know, I've been there for years.
How long? Tell them. How long you been there for?
I could say 20 plus years.
So that's been the majority of your life?
Yeah, 20 plus years.
Not giving no ages away. But
I don't give no ages away. I'm a baby.
Still a
I'm
baby.
50. Been there for 20 years, but I'm 50.
Wow, man. Yes, D6.
So yeah, I was there for a very long time.
Yeah, it's a long time, man. That's your life, man.
Very long time.
It's a long time. So, and you're just adapting back into society, like,
yeah, like
how you navigating through that life, man.
This is what I'm saying. It's been interesting.
Are you doing things that you would not normally do?
Not normally do. For example,
rap to me.
I had a conversation with a monk. I was in Tottenham
Court
Road. Yeah. I was
you met a monk?
I met a monk. I met a monk, yeah.
Did you? I got to undo the button. I got to undo the button.
He's undoing the button.
Man said he met a monk. I got to undo the button, man. Yeah.
I met a monk, man.
I got to adjust in my seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name's Adam. Shout out to Adam.
What was he saying to you? Did you feel like that was a spiritual connection?
Yeah, and there's going to be many more that I'm going to speak about. But yeah, it was. Literally, as I'm walking past, you know, I think you mentioned, you know, they're good salesmen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, and I know about evangelizing and just like starting a conversation from scratch.
Do you believe he was a monk though?
He was a monk.
Yeah?
Yeah, he had the whole attire.
Just because he's what he's wearing? Bruv, any man can tell you anything, you know.
No, he gave me leaflets. There was a whole temple. We had a proper conversation.
Oh, so you can attend And do all of that.
Okay, we exchanged numbers. It weren't just like
because some people be thinking, what I'm thinking, what a monk.
There was two of them. They literally had on the whole bright orange costume, some painting on their forehead, a little bit of hair somewhere. Yeah, the whole shebang.
And how did you
anyway,
take to that?
Forget the profile. The conversation was just more about like, where do you see yourself? Where do you see your life? It was one of them little deep ones. And normally I ain't got time for them. I'm like, I'm just going to keep it moving. But obviously I'm in a new space now.
So you're trying new things? Are you trying new things?
I'm not.
No.
Because I still hold on to a lot of the principles and views of Jehovah's Witnesses. So in terms of like Bible teaching, I still hold dear to that.
Right.
And I still hold those things.
Right.
So there's still things that I wouldn't engage in. However, I just have a bit of an open mind that I'm gonna give you a listen. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna accept your views. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I heard him out.
Yeah, that's what you do.
He gave me a book to read. I gave it a bit of a read. It wasn't for me. But did I take something away from it? I did. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Have another friend who attends a different type of church called The Ark. I attended that.
You went there?
I went there. That was different.
What is it?
That was different.
Pentecostal?
I guess Pentecostal. Yeah. Pentecostal.
Is everyone in your household a Jehovah's Witness?
No. My mum's a Pentecostal.
Ooh.
Yeah, she is.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
That's a yeah. All over. So I grew up a Pentecostal. Yeah.
I could say from like childhood. And then when I turned about 11, that's when I decided to kind of go along the JW route, along with my dad.
Yeah. And how does the household get on? Because there's two different religions in the same household.
Interesting. We just kind of cracked on with it, you know?
Yeah. So you lot go there, she's here. Do you not discuss religion?
But you know what? Hold on. Because what you're saying is a very, very good point. Mm-hmm. And I think this is why I'm able to reason the way I do. And I'm very, very fortunate in that sense. Mm-hmm. Because I've never just saw things from the lens of a Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
I've been able to see it from another perspective as well.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of saw like God and the world and religion in that sort of way. It's kind of like almost been divided in some sense. Because remember, as I said in my lyric, that, you know, my mom's calling God Jesus, my dad's calling God Jehovah.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, who's to say you're wrong, you're right? Both are passionate about both things.
They're both like...
So it's made me be... I don't know if the word liberal is the best word to use, but I'm going to run with it.
It's like you got to make a choice here.
But I'm
because your mom's going to tell you from that perspective, and then your dad's going to say this, and your sisters, they're going to say it from that perspective, and you're like, but Mumsy just told me this, though. Mumsy just told me this, and it's like, So your brain's like doing back and forth, bruv. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So it makes the world interesting, I think. But, you know, like some people are not as fortunate as me.
Yeah.
And if they get excommunicated and your whole family's a witness, then you've got no one.
Yeah.
You absolutely have no one. Your friends, your this, your auntie, it's all cut.
Yeah.
Do you get me? That's a bit different.
Yeah.
You know, for me, no, my mum's not. My older sister's not.
Oh, I'm itching
I've got
to ask
friends
you.
who are not.
I'm itching to ask.
So it was like
itching.
when that community shut off, I weren't like my whole world collapsed. It was just a part of my world. Does that make sense? Yeah. Go on. Give me the questions. No. Give me the questions.
I'm itching to ask this guy.
What's he itching for? What's he itching about? Huh?
Are you gonna celebrate birthdays?
Am I gonna celebrate birthdays?
Yeah. Do you want me to ask you again?
No. We're gonna keep whispering. Do you know why?
Why?
I've celebrated birthdays and guess what?
What?
It didn't feel right. Fact! And this is what I mean. Like, I've given certain things a go. And I'm like, this don't feel right. And
so you've already attended?
I've gone to a birthday before.
Wow.
Gone to a birthday, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how did the room feel? You said it didn't feel right, but break it down.
I'm trying to pinpoint like whose birthday it actually was. For the life of me, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But remember, one thing I will say is Now that I've kind of left that, there's a lot of unlearning that I need to do, right? And that's still going to take time. That can take years.
Yeah,
I accept.
Bruv, you was in something for 20 years.
I accept the process of what that comes with, right? But so me attending a birthday was just a bit weird. Just felt a bit uncomfortable. Felt like I was forcing it. But I did it anyway.
Did you do the? Did you participate in the actual celebration? Did they sing happy birthdays?
Nah. That is. Oh, I had the straightest face up.
Did they do that though?
Yeah, they did the whole thing. I was just there, like, nah.
You didn't sing the happy birthday. You weren't doing none of that. Nah.
That part, nah.
Did you want to leave the room at that point?
There was a lot of times I wanted to leave the room, if I'll be honest. There was a lot of times I wanted to leave the room, but I stuck it out. I was like, okay, this is not for me. It's just not for me.
Okay.
Could change, but it's just not for me. I feel like, it's just not for me.
Do you want to share with us the initial moments that led you to question your beliefs?
Oh yes. What
made you start questioning?
Yes.
Like
what made me? There's a scripture. It's in Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 to 9. And it says, "Ask and it will be given to you; seek and you will find; knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened." I believe that's the King James version. And so basically from that verse, it's just encouraging us to keep on seeking. And there was a lot of things that was happening within the JW doctrine that I just kind of questioned, that just didn't quite sit right with me. And the more I was like seeking those answers, I feel like with the responses they gave me, that was the answer. Does that make sense?
From JW's perspective.
From JW's perspective. So like just a lot of things I just felt wasn't quite right. So if you wanted to get involved with certain like privileges, so let's say you wanted to do the sound within, the service, or you wanted to be the person who gives the mic to somebody who's going to say something within the service, right? That's called a privilege, right?
Okay.
And in order to have those privileges, you have to be at a certain standard, technically, right? But how do they measure that standard? So they had a system in place where everyone was required to report their hours. If you're a baptized Jehovah's Witness, you have to report how many hours of preaching you've done per month. So it's like you have to write this number down.
So you get brownie points.
So for me, it always felt like how someone could measure you. It felt like somebody could measure you based on that. I said, okay, if this guy within 6 months constantly just only does 2 hours per month, is he serious?
So you're lower.
I'm not saying
you're at a lower ranking.
I'm not saying it's like that. No. Because hold on.
Don't try pretty things up. Say them how they are.
I am. But I'm making it clear. It's not like your hours is stuck on your head and everyone in the whole building knows what you've done. It's not like that. It's a very private thing that only that specific elder can see. Do you see what I'm saying? And the group of elders can be aware of your hours.
But someone's monitoring it.
It is being seen.
Yeah.
Not by the whole, but it is being seen.
And if you ain't putting in the work, you go down to the bottom of the rankings.
I wouldn't say so, but you would be encouraged to do more. I wouldn't say it's a ranking.
You're contradicting yourself.
I'm not, but I'm trying to be careful.
Right.
Because what I'm trying to the point I'm trying to get across is it can be interpreted in a very displeasing way. Like, this person is not serious. But I'm just making it clear that information of your report is not going to be seen by the whole room. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they had that in place. Cool. Apparently that's changed now. Well done.
And why do you think that's changed?
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't. This is it. This is my thing.
Why is that just changed now?
There's with Jehovah's Witnesses, their whole timeline, a lot of things have changed. So they used to say this is going to happen then they'll get an update. This is going to happen then there will be an update. So as I was speaking about privileges and a certain standard you had to uphold, they used to frown upon having a beard. You couldn't have like a beard and have certain assignments. It was almost frowned upon in certain places, right? It was inconsistent. So some places, some congregations, it's fine. Some congregations, it wasn't. And I remember having a conversation that like, how can my beard, which is natural, from God, be now like a hindrance to me spiritually? Like I don't get it.
Very
how
well
you're
said.
now
Very
measuring me based on
you know how
this.
I am, innit? I'm just a.
It was so ludicrous.
And that's nature. Like as you said, like how are you gonna tell me I can't have this that grows on my face, on my body?
This was and what disappoints me is if you say it, if you bring it up, you look funny, and now there's been an update literally last year where they're saying that beards is fine, right? So I'm like, but what about when I was saying it? What about when I was saying it?
Yeah, why did it not matter?
So it just
Who
feels
made
like
that decision? Who makes that decision?
The governing body makes that decision.
Yeah,
it's a collective of people who make that decision. And for me, it was just like, you know, when they say it's fine, but if I say it's not.
Would you ever consider going back?
I always say never. And as we've described, there's always been updates with things with the witnesses. So I have a hopeful attitude that maybe one day things will change in terms of how they deal with those who have been excommunicated. If that was dealt with differently, if certain things change just in terms of like the treatment of people, then maybe perhaps, you know. But as of right now, I can't see that happening.
How did you cope?
How did I cope?
How did you cope through the stages of like being disfellowshipped? Prayer only. All of that. Having to cope, be in that bubble that you was in.
I feel like I've been in that bubble for quite a while. So I haven't really known much different. Just in terms of, and I think a lot of Christians can relate to this. We're not all perfect, right? Unless we go back to the episode where I mentioned that I'm a virgin and everybody in the church is a virgin then. Because that's what they like to say. Everyone in the church likes to say that they're all virgins. He's back on I'm a virgin again. No, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if we can just all identify that, hey, listen, like, we don't always get it right, but we try, we love God, we outside with it, we try to always express that, but listen, I'm not perfect, I'm really gonna mess up, I think that's fine.
But that kind of stems to
that's fine.
What I said last time as well. Like when I was going to church, my grandma would say certain things, you know, that's going down in the church. You know, adults need to realize us kids, we take things in. Get me? We start creating our own path, you know?
Yeah.
When you get to a certain age, you start looking at things and, you know, processing it a bit different. So when I was hearing all these things, like, that could go down in the church, that's what kind of made me stem, like, I don't know if this is the right thing like, for me. I don't know if this is the right place for me. Do you see what I'm saying? Because, you know, these people are, it's so hard because you don't want to be disrespectful, but they moving like they're saints, like they're goddess, you know, like they're better than you, yeah, but there's a whole heap of nonsense going down and everyone's just trying. Do you see what I'm saying?
Would you say,
but
like,
you being in that position where you got disfellowshipped for doing something a bit, you get me? Where now you're no longer part of the community, I feel that for you, bro. I feel that for you. Facts. I feel that for you. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Because that's like being in a zone by yourself, and the world's. It must feel like the world is almost against you, because you can't go back to that place.
You can, but
no one's gonna communicate with you, bro.
For a while. But no
one's gonna communicate with you.
What you have to remember is I'm not by myself. And that's why I always remind myself.
Could you
that
speak
I'm
with
not by myself?
Could you speak with your dad and the rest of your family at home?
Yeah. Well, somehow.
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 Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's affected like relationships all over. Yeah. But we move. We survive.
What initially attracted you to becoming a Jehovah's Witness? What actually?
I remember exactly. I was very young. I was around 11 years old, and they were speaking about Acts chapter 2, verse 4.
So you was 11?
Yeah, I was 11.
And who was speaking about it?
There was a speaker.
On the TV?
No. I went to a Kingdom Hall. That's what Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, but who brought you? Who dragged you along?
My dad. My mum went to Ghana. I was too young at the time to be like in the house alone. So it was like, you have to come. I was like, okay, cool.
You didn't know where he was going?
Didn't know where I was going. Well, I didn't know. I knew about their thing, but I didn't go.
You wasn't. You wasn't.
Nah, I was. Mummy's where get me. I was there. So went there.
Pops said, "Come."
Pops said, "Come."
Yeah.
They're speaking about Acts chapter 2, verse 4. They break it down.
Man said he remembers.
I remember that passage because it was vivid to me because, you know, it speaks about like Pentecost 33 CE. The reason why basically people were speaking in tongues. We can go to like 1 Corinthians 13:8.
I still don't understand that.
Yeah, so basically,
that tongue stuff.
They were speaking in tongues, and they was basically saying that, listen, love exists now, and like tongues will cease. Yeah. So as he was basically breaking it down, I was just kind of like amazed because I was just like, raw, like I've been in an environment where when I go to my mum's church, everyone's speaking in tongues. Like that's the thing. But I always felt like when people were speaking in tongues, I always felt like it wasn't right. I just felt like it wasn't right. Same, bro. Just in me.
Just felt a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, I just felt like this is, I don't know what they're doing here, but I always felt uncomfortable. Cool. Yeah. So when my man said that, I was like, yeah, I don't think we should be doing that.
Speaking in tongues.
You get me? That was just my thing. You get me? So from there, my interest, it kind of clicked. Because you got to think about it. Back then, Pentecostal times, I'm going Sunday school. We're just doing like, and I feel like I was quite bright as a little child. So when they was doing that, I was like, giddy up. You know what I'm saying? And especially Pentecostal, it was very like Ghanaian heavy. So they're speaking in trees. So the whole like format's a bit different. How you're taking it in. It's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
You feel like you was at home. It was at home slightly.
At the Pentecostal thing, yeah, the Pentecostal thing. But at the JW thing, I felt like I was learning. Can't lie. Yeah, I felt like I was learning a lot about Bible characters, verses. Yeah,
it's like studying the Bible.
Yeah, it was like and that's why now, when I'm like still navigating and going to like different churches, I do love the whole feeling good factor, the worship, the dancing. Yeah, but I want you to teach me something. Yeah, I want to learn. I want to walk away and feel like, okay, I've learned more about David. David did this. Or I've learned more about Hannah. She was like this. Do you get what I mean? I don't want to just feel good. I want both. Let me feel good, but let me learn too. And I feel like a lot of it is just, we just feeling good. We just vibing. Clap, clap. You get me? My man's doing something, he's animated. I see all sorts. I'm just like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, man. That's a
so interesting.
That's not a lifestyle that I think you're quite strong to survive through that, because I don't know how I would have dealt with it. I'm trying to put myself in your shoes.
Yeah.
You know, being confused a bit at home, those choices. You can't go to your friends' birthdays. You can't.
Christmas.
Can't have sex.
Yeah.
You know, and all these things, they come natural to us, you know.
Hence why I'm a virgin, tough times.
Yeah.
But yeah, and as you mentioned, as you mentioned, it all comes natural. It's like these things are natural. So it's like abstaining from things that seem natural. Yeah. I can't put that all on JWs though, because these things are in the Bible. Yeah. But I just feel like there's some stuff.
Did you do any did you reach out to anyone when you was going
go on.
In the Jehovah's Witness stages, right?
Yeah.
Going for the Disfellowship stages, and you would have, I feel like you would have been in a position where you would have been asking a lot of questions.
Like what? What type of questions?
Is this right, what they're doing to me? Seriously. Because we question life. Was you asking yourself, is this...
I asked a few people.
But what I'm saying is, was you thinking about that? I'm trying to put everyone in a scenario.
No, I wasn't.
You're at home.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, and you're just chilling. You're on your phone, and then thoughts, they just run through your mind. But you're in your own bubble, so you got your thinking space. Yeah. So all your thoughts just come. Come to you. Did you think, why me? Why am I going through all of this?
No.
Like, did you question, like, no. Lord, like, you didn't ask none of that? No. So what did you do? I want to know that bit.
Like,
you just carried on, like, it was cool.
Yeah, because basically it's like this, they all believe, listen, if someone's going to be excommunicated, we need to deal with this seriously, because by me sticking to the scriptures, I'm being obedient to God. So a lot are having that mindset. So it's like, no, me airing him is going to help him come back.
Yeah.
So let me make sure I don't communicate with him, because if I communicate with him, then he might feel like he's cool now. And that might make him feel comfortable. So if I stay on my thing and air him, that might make him think, oh, I need to come back. So I'm in an environment where a lot of people think like that and are passionate about that. Yeah. So you just have to respect it. It's just like, cool.
It is what it is.
What it reminds me of, quick segue, what it reminds me of is Bob Marley. I went to watch the Bob Marley film and he got cancer in his toe, right? And as he's a Rastafarian, he chose not to amputate it. And he chose to do that even to death, right?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is people go to what could be considered as extreme lengths in order, in the name of God or their views and their beliefs.
Again, all respectfully.
And who are we to say Bob Marley should have cut off his toe? Who are we to say that?
Yeah.
That's that person's decision. We have to respect it. So when I get aired, I'm not confused.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not confused in the slightest. I'm like, cool.
I want these guys to understand.
No. Yeah. I'm like, cool, do your thing, because I know deep down he's probably like, I love my brother.
Yeah.
You get me? D.R. I can't look at you, D. I love you. I'm not like, I get it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I've always seen things from different ways. You get me? Fortunate. So I'm like, brother, I understand it. You're just trying to do the best to cut through life. Go on, brother. It's cool. It's cool. It's like I got the lurgies. Oh, that Jimmy's got the lurgies. Alright, cool. Run away, I'm here.
Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Like, so what would you do if you was in my position? Like if you was in a community that you
that's
going to
be a really hard answer, because your lifestyle, that was your lifestyle. So you didn't know anything outside the box. Now you've said that your mum was a Pentecostal, you might have got a little nudges here and there, like, again, getting a different perspective in certain scenarios, but like, you was more prone into that world.
Right.
So for me to put myself in that place, I wouldn't be able to give you a good answer, because that's not my life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Too hard.
It's too hard. That's not my life. But for me speaking now, as me,
what would you like to think you'll do? Hypothetically, what would you like to think you'll do?
I would have got out.
He's saying it like it's a call.
No, I would have got out. Seriously. Seriously, raw like that, I would have got out.
Can I leave? Can I leave?
I ain't asking, can I leave? I'm leaving, bro. What are you talking about?
No hands up, man. The show is over.
I'm out, bro. Faster, man. Because of how I feel. How I feel is like.
Wait, let's be serious.
I live my. You see, because I'm thinking of me now. I live my life for me. Like, what I feel, not someone dictating or something written says to me that this is how I should live my life. I live my life for me, bro.
Okay. What about if because these things, when they're saying it, they actually are showing scriptures, right?
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. These things are subject to interpretation.
I've been there.
It's all subject to interpretation, but they will show you scriptures.
Yeah.
So what about if they're showing you the scriptures as to why they have this rule or this structure in place? What would you say then?
The 10 Commandments, the 10 Commandments. Do you think a lot of us follow those 10 Commandments? What percentage do you think actually follows that? What percentage do you think actually follows that?
But I think a better question is, what percentage tries to? Because I think the trying is important rather than always the end result.
But then I have someone who's trying to live that life come over to me and tell me something, but I know your home truths though. I know what you're doing.
But pause. Before we get there, there's a difference between engaging in something and then engaging in something, but you're trying, you're resisting. Do you see what I'm saying? There is a difference. And I feel like those are the things that God can see, but a man can't see. Do you get what I'm saying? You might listen. You can. This is an example, easy example. Listen, easy example. You can see a thing quickly. You might just chop it. You can see a thing, wanna chop it. No, I'm not gonna. A few days pass. No, I'm not gonna. One time you're out your wave, you see her.
You chop it.
Yeah. Right? And you're vexed. But you're vexed the next day. Yeah. You're vexed with yourself. Yeah. I didn't want to do it.
Do you know what that's called?
Go on.
Life.
However, wait.
That is called
That is life, but however,
life.
Hold on, pause, let me land.
That is called life,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you, but the point I'm trying to make is, in the two sins,
right,
one was actually trying, and he had a weak moment. The other actually made a calculated decision.
So do you think because he had that 1 week moment, he should get disfellowshipped? No.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No. But what I'm saying is,
he had 1 week moment.
That's something God can see. Only God can see that. I
saw 2 lions in a street. Lions looking at a reel. Saw 2 lions in nature's world, in the middle of the road, just beating the thing in the road. And I just thought, this is nature, bro. And you know what? The man driving past in his truck was disturbing them, bruv. The lion was beating it in the road. You get me? And I said, this is nature. This is nature. Yeah? Yeah, you can't stop nature, bro. And that's where my mind goes with it. It's like, look around you. Look around you, man.
This is facts, though. It's
animals. Who was here first? Who was here first?
You say animals?
Yeah, they were here before us, bro. Animals were here before us. I'm telling you. This is their world.
I'm still running with Adam and Eve. I'm still with that.
Yeah, I hear you. But look around you, man. I always say that, man.
Oh, I love this.
The animals are the ones that can just run around Earth with just them. It's just them. They're just roaming Earth. You get me? Doing their own thing. Like, to me, that's like, you've made a mistake. Or you made a bad decision at that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ain't he supposed to forgive you?
100%. I think, again, going back to like how they deal with excommunication, I think it should have more empathy.
God forgives you, bro.
100%.
So how can this man in this place not forgive you?
100%.
God forgives you. Does he not preach to you on those days when you go in that God will give you forgiveness? Does he not? Does he say that?
He does.
But yet, D6 does something wrong. And you have to go into one side of the room. Right? Mm-hmm. You can't communicate with nobody. Right? Mm-hmm. And a man himself, he's got a heart, he's got feet like you, said to you, you can't come back. He said, you can't come back. Is he better than God? Is he? No, he's not. He's not. He's just a man. Yeah? He's just a man. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Come on.
Yeah? And I'm going to spill that with you guys. It's from the heart.
Come on.
Yeah?
Discussing the matter today.
Yeah, that's what we do. We discuss the matter.
We ain't playing today.
And this is a very touchy subject.
Very touchy.
We understand. Touchy. We're not here to make anyone feel a type of way.
Not trying to.
He's come out and he's given you his home truths.
That's all. Yeah? That's all.
And again, this is why we are creating this for you guys. And you guys are going to make us guys. Just remember that.
Always.
Yeah, you guys are going to make us guys.
Always.
So, you know what? I'll give you a round of applause, D. Yeah, for speaking on, you know, something that's quite sensitive to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Because I know that's sensitive. And you're my brother, and I've seen you have to go through a mad thing. You get
mad thing. Yeah. And lastly, what I want to say is, for anyone who's kind of in a similar position, or you've left, you know, a similar situation, just know it's okay. Keep your relationship with God.
Yeah.
Keep praying, and you're gonna be fine. You are gonna be fine. If you just keep trusting in God and pray about whatever it is you're going through, I'm telling you, no man can deny you. That's all I want to let you know.
It's you guys that makes us guys. If you can just like, share, subscribe, please, comment, do all of that. Boost our algorithm, okay? Because we want everyone to see this. And again, it's you guys that make us guys. And we out.
Peace. Discuss the matter.